Okay, so we've covered the inflation. Now what about the opposite? What is deflation? It's just the opposite. You have X amount of goods and services out there and you don't have enough money to chase it. All right? So when there isn't enough money to buy the stuff that's out there, the price of your stuff goes down. When the price of your stuff goes down, what happens to the wages? The wages go down because what is a wage? It's a price. It's the price of your labor. It's the price of your productive ability. Everything out there has a price, a value. That's all a price is. It's a number attached to a value, a traded value. We all create values that we trade with each other. All right, so when there isn't enough money to go around, okay, you have something you're selling for $1,000, but nobody's got $1,000. So what do you have to do with, if you want to sell that, what are you going to have to do with the price? It's going to come down. Now when the prices come down, the wages go down. And then you have a downward spiral. When that happens, you have an economy that's imploding on itself. It's just the exact opposite of inflation, which is blowing out the seams. Just because we understand these things doesn't mean that politicians always react in a wise way. Sometimes, believe it or not, they don't get it. I know that may be hard to accept, but for the moment, go with me on this. They don't always know what they're doing. For example, and it doesn't matter which political party they're from. It really doesn't matter. For example, you go back to the Great Depression, you have two presidents. One was a Republican, Herbert Hoover, and then the other one was FDR. All right? And they both made the same mistake. We lost a third of our aggregate price value for our whole economy in 3 years. Deflation. 1/3. We lost it. All right? Prices were dropping. Now what happens when prices drop? If you have debt, you're in trouble. Why? Let's say you have $1,000, and let's say you have $100 a month that you have to pay in debt. All right? But $100 that's fixed. But your income is going down because we're in a period of deflation. Okay, so $100 was X amount of your income yesterday, but today it's less of your income because of deflation. That means that you get hung by your debt in a period of deflation. It's the exact opposite of inflation. If you have mortgages and we hit double-digit inflation next year and your mortgages are fixed rate, you're actually in a good position. You're in the same position the federal government's in. You're paying your mortgages down with cheap money. And the higher the inflation, the cheaper your mortgages. All right? Deflation is the exact opposite. Your debt is your enemy in a period of deflation. So what happened at the beginning of the Great Depression? For humanitarian and or political reasons, both Herbert Hoover and FDR said we are not going to lower wages. Because if we keep the wages up there, okay, they're going to be able to afford to buy things. Okay, well, if you force the wages to stay artificially high, what do employers do?
Fire.
They can't meet payroll. So they lay off. They fire employees. So these well-intentioned, politically motivated decisions by both Herbert Hoover and FDR actually exacerbated the Great Depression. And later, when historians look back, they said they made everything a lot worse because of possibly well-intentioned. Who knows with politicians? Maybe it was well-intentioned, maybe it was politically motivated. But what, you know, I mean, you tell people you're going to keep their wages. These people are not economists. They don't understand what's going on. So yes, my wages are going to stay the same. And tomorrow I get my pink slip.